Cherry Perry. All right, so hey, Mr. Steve. I assume that's Steve saying, can you hear me good and all that? Is mic working good? How's the picture? All that kind of stuff. Can y'all let me know that real quick before we start diving in? Let me know if the audio's good and all that stuff. I think it is. How y'all doing tonight? It's a great night. Me and River just, okay, picture's great, sound is great. That's good. Look, I even got a little drool from River on my shoulder. We just went, hooked up the trailer and stuff, so I'll be ready for go for Tuesday. Because, Monday work with my dad. My dad's actually in New York right now visiting his parents. And so I assume me and my brother are probably going to be doing his route and stuff like that. So this is going to be fun. We already have 5 people watching. And I'm going to type something in the chat just for fun. Can't type good. Not very good. Oops. Well, I'm glad it's Steve. How you doing, buddy? So here's my layout on how many lawns I do. Obviously it's gonna be different for everyone's area and stuff like that. So I do, we're hitting 15 or so on the day I work with my dad, and all of ours are like 3/4 acre, and not all that's grass. We have to take care of natural area and shrubs and different things. Me personally, I have about around 50 customers. Some of them are biweekly, so I'm somewhere around 30 yards that I do every week. You know what I mean? Because some are weekly and some are biweekly. So I would say it's half and half. Actually, I would say it's probably a little bit more. Brandon Schubert, how you doing, buddy? I'd say it's probably a little more on the bi-weekly side, but it works pretty good. Bi-weekly is a very normal thing here, pretty much. So my friend Brandon, he's an awesome guy. He's going to be coming with us to the expo. He's in the bug business. He's like a manager or something in the big bug company here, but he's going to take he's going to take time out of his week to come with us to the expo. All right, let me get. Oh man, Lanier Lawn Care. That was something. I was telling my wife 15 minutes ago. We were eating supper, and I'm like, I got to tell these guys when I do my live stream that a famous lawn care YouTuber had me on his live stream, like I don't know, Danny. It was probably maybe like a month ago or something like that. But I was really on his channel, guys. Like for real, he had me on there. I know y'all will never believe it because he doesn't post it, so you can't find any evidence. But I was on there, and so he's a super cool guy. And yeah, he's famous. Let me try to catch up on these chats. Steve, enjoy your videos. Keep them coming. I thank you guys for telling me that you enjoy my videos, because that's, it's hard to make them, and I have River and business is nuts, but I know that y'all guys benefit from it, so I have to keep doing it because I get so much good feedback. Paul Goodchild, John Ryan from Lawn Care Legends is going to Gie Expo 2019. I know that name. Lawn Care Legends, I think that's a Facebook group. Is that correct? Let me know about that. But I might know John Ryan already. I'm trying to think. So do I ever plan on hiring an employee? It's funny. I was talking to someone about that. Hey, Katie, how you doing? Brandon's wife, Katie. Apparently, maybe she's stepping in just for a sec. But yeah, Facebook groups. So I'm not even on any lawn care Facebook groups, but not against doing that. It's just so hard to be involved in all the social medias and stuff like that. But anyway, let me see. But anyway, I was talking to someone someone who's well off in business. He's in real estate, and I was asking about that. He was asking about me about that. And man, it's just so hard. I just don't know. I gotta figure out if I want to go down the employee route and start doing more, and then I have so many guys in the business and in other businesses that tell me, nah, don't do that. Like there's a massive company here on the lake, 120 employees, 50 trucks, whatever. And he told me, he said, man, if I could go back to just being me and my friend in a pickup truck, we were sweating our butt off, but, think about, he's saying I have so much more stress now and all that kind of stuff. Linear lawn care. Yeah. You and one employee, that is it's not a bad option, to have me and one other helper. Wouldn't be too far to branch out to do that. I'm not against the idea. I just got to decide what I'm going to do. I guess at this point in the season, I probably won't, even though my stuff is year round, in the spring, it really pops. There's a video coming out on Wednesday, which was Friday's route. I picked up another new yard, and I did 2 pruning jobs in the same day, as well as some other yards. So that's coming up. So things are continually crazy. But the Lord's really blessing my business, and I'm getting calls every day. So let's see if I can try to, Tyson's Total Lawn Care. What's up, Tony? Love the channel. Very helpful for a new guy in the lawn care world. I'm glad, buddy. We're all kind of the same. Nobody's like, perfect or anything each day, because nature changes all the time. So we're all learning like all the time. So Wayne Lawn Care. Yeah, buddy. Wayne, he's been watching me for a very long time. Tyson's, Paul said, yes, on a Facebook group. Ty said, do you have Facebook? I do have a Facebook. Me and my wife have a Facebook that we share. Sorry, new software is available from Apple. Anyway, me and my wife have a Facebook that we share. So it's under Tony and Emily Rudolph. You're welcome to friend us on there. I'm not on there all the time, but it's not a problem if you want to friend me on there or whatever. I'll have to remember though, because we get a lot of like other spammers and stuff. I'll have to know it's you or something like that. Let me see who was it that asked me about it. Tice is Total Lawn Care. If your friend thing says Tice is, I'm sure I'll be able to see it. Yeah, let's see. Brandon Schubert said, you do an awesome job by yourself. Yeah, I do, I guess. I'm not the best, but people are fairly happy with me. People are saying hit the like button. Does that like help or something? I'm assuming it probably helps a little bit. My friend Jamie. All right, buddy. Or all right, people out there. My friend Jamie, he's coming to the expo with us. He's got 3 crews going, all that stuff here on the lake. I apologize, River's crying a little in the background. He's had like fever and stuff, so it's been a little sketchy today. But anyway, Jamie and Eric, their wives, some other people are coming up with us. Great guys, long time in the business too, just like me, and super great guys. So they're coming up. I will see John Ryan at our very small version of the Gie Expo here in UK. It is called IOG Saltex. Paul Goodchild. Yeah. Paul, I wonder, does John Ryan, does he have a YouTube channel or something? Maybe I could try to look him up or something like that. And I'm sorry, you guys in the UK, it's super hard and far to get to our expo. But how long have you been in business? So for about 14 years, I've been doing lawn care. And then my own business about 7 to 8 years. So you guys are new in business. It takes a while to get used to everything and handling the customers and stuff, and just be patient with yourself. It takes a little while. Like I said, I've done 7, 8 years, and it takes a long time to get good at it, and it's okay. Just be patient. Nothing happens overnight. Brand Shivers, you have the greatest employer wife. Yeah, she helps me with a lot of administration stuff, which is very, as y'all know, like that's half of the business is doing that. Steve said, I would love to go, but my wife wouldn't let me go to the expo. Bro, it is cheap. I mean, it is very cheap to go to the expo. You ask how much it is to go to the expo. I think before September 8th, it was like $7.50 is what I paid to get in, $7.50. So even after that, but that was with, I got an email, the early bird, blah, blah, blah. Still after that, you should be able to get it for around $15. Yeah, Brandon's correct. You should get around $15 if you have like that, if you have the little coupon, or if you like look up on the website. And at the expo, yes, you can pay at the door, but it's $60. So right now, even if you don't have the code, it still should be $30 to get in. And I mean, this is a thousands of dollars show, in my opinion. So $30 is ridiculous cheap, even if you pay $30. What I'm saying. Let's talk. Well, all right. So first of all, what I'm thinking, I'll have a video talking about our official Gie Expo schedule and all that stuff. John Ryan got YouTube. Is it called John Ryan? I'm gonna write it down and I'll look it up sometime. But anyway, so many people are. I talked to my friend Brandon Snowden, which is a different Brandon. He's in Indiana or something like that. And I've been friends with him for 5 or 6 years. There's so many people that are great, but he was asking me today, and we're trying to line up the dinner and all that stuff. We got a lot of people that want to come see us, stuff like that. It'll probably be 20, 30 people. I think in Wednesday night, we're going to meet at a Waffle House because, we usually don't really go down to the country music, beer fest thing on that Wednesday night. I mean, so either, but here's the thing, we're working on a schedule. I'm thinking either we leave super early on Wednesday morning, and then we drive up there, because at 1:30 there's an awesome talk that's going to start by Robert Ballard, I think his name, and he was one of the guys that found the Titanic, and he's going to talk about leadership, and all this stuff. And I would like to be there for that. So I don't know if we'll do that, if we'll leave super early morning, go straight up there. And Brandon said, yes, let's leave early. Last year, I did a couple yards. We left at 12. We got there 8 at night or something. We met y'all straight at the Waffle House. We ate supper, went to bed. So we might leave early. But see, last year we stayed till lunch on Friday or something. We got here late Friday night, but maybe we'll leave early on Wednesday and then leave early on Friday, possibly not go to the expo on Friday, and then, get back here by Friday afternoon. And I could try to do a couple yards and stuff, and then Saturday hit it up. So I don't know the exact schedule, but we'll definitely be there all day Thursday, and we definitely plan on meeting for supper on Wednesday night. And then obviously the GIE rally, big deal, Thursday night. I would tell you guys, it's not too late, if you want to go to the expo. A lot of people say, oh, hotels are filling up and all that stuff. That is true. That's true. Paul Goodchild, I think I've been talking with you for a long time here on YouTube, but yeah, you can feel free to put the link in here if you want to. All right, let me try to. Have you ever worked on the repo property management side of lawn care? How's the experience? I don't know. Do you mean mowing houses that are, have I worked for a property manager doing different houses? Or I don't know what the repo side of that, but it's probably the same thing as that. I have worked for a property manager. I still do work for one. It's pretty good. Property managers are generally not the easiest to work for. I'll just be totally honest with you. But certainly when I was first couple of years in business, I mean, I was doing a lot of work for this lady that's in our area, local lady. I'm still friends with her, no bad blood or anything like that. But I kind of stopped doing all these random, big cleanups after the renters had trashed it. And I go in there and they never cut the bushes and the grass was 2 feet tall. And I go in there and, do a one-time cleanup thing. I used to do that for all the time. I've kind of stopped doing that. I let Jamie and them mess with that now. But anyway, it's not bad, but there are property managers that are not good. So just be cautious. Make sure you go over the, when you're going to get paid, what you're going to get paid. Make sure you're crystal clear on your details. Crystal clear. Have email, send them an email that shows everything in print. That way you have record of when you send it to them, the day you send it to them, all that. Just keep everything clean, because I'm telling you, sometimes these property managers, I mean, it's kind of like anyone else. I mean, it can be good or it can be bad. So, do you sell shirts, Steve? Man, I do. I don't sell anything right now, but hopefully in the future, I would like to get some shirts made or something just to give to you guys, or stickers or something like that. I would, that I would enjoy doing that. That would be cool. So I'm not that fancy yet, but I'm hoping to get there one time, or if I can get a chance to do it. So, but yeah, buddy, it can be good. You can, another idea on the property manager, you could try to find out, like, who does that property manager use for painting or for pressure washing or something like that, another service at the house. And you could call the guy that does the pressure washing and say, hey, what's the deal with this lady? And he'll tell you, oh yeah, it's good. If it's good, say it's good, but make sure you're tight on this one detail or whatever. It's not a bad idea. Just and the property manager probably wouldn't mind. You just ask them, hey, who to use for your pressure washing and those kind of things. I mean, I guess some people may be uptight about that, but if you could find that out and then go find their number on your own or something like that, I feel like, that might not be a bad idea. You could double check your math that way. And also, I mean, you could just try it out, do a job for them or so. Just do 1 or 2 jobs for them and, see how they come through. The worst thing, I mean, probably 5 times, at least 5 customers that I have not gotten paid for, over the years of working, and I had mowed their yard for a month or whatever else. And so that is part of business. There's no foolproof, 100% perfect, everything's perfect business, because business just doesn't work like that. You will have some people that suck, and you'll have some people that are good. And that's kind of how you kind of start your learning experience. I know that some people here on YouTube and stuff are like credit card only, prepay only, for your lawn care and stuff. But when you're first starting in business, I mean, if you're a brand new company, people are not just going to be like, here's my credit card number, and, whatever. You may not be new in business, but I'm just saying that method may not work, for newcomers and, new people in the business. And so you kind of got to do some trial and error, and, some of those losses you can write off on your taxes, which you don't really pay any taxes usually the first, year or 2 in business, because, you're not really making a lot of money. But anyway, I hope those are some tips on that. I don't really think there's like a magic pill to doing the property managers, but it can be good, because when you're first starting, you need some stuff to kind of help fill up your route. And it can be good if you have a good relationship with them. And but usually they're very cutthroat and very tight on their details and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know, but it can be good. I mean, there's customers obviously that are tight on their details and all that stuff too. So, oh yeah, Tice Total Lawn Care. One of the things that I promised to talk about in this stream is the Exmark walk behind. So first off, so we kind of covered the GIE. We're kind of getting the details worked out. Brandon Schubert, my friend, he's going with us. So, as well as a few other guys. So you guys that are going to be there, y'all get to meet him. He's a super cool guy. Thank you, Mr. Bubba. I'm no better than anybody else, but I have done it for a long time now. But and he says, excellent advice. Thanks again. Love the humble attitude. I hope that I have a humble attitude. If money wasn't an option, what would your favorite mower be? Well, let's first go over this Exmark, because this kind of is tied into this. The mowers that I have, it's not really because, it's not because like they're super cheap or something like that. Like the Liberty is a pretty cheap mower. So it kind of, it's fine, but, it is a plus, but the reason I run the Liberty, Skag Liberty, the Snapper Pro, is because of the weight. If any mower, if money was an object, what mowers do I have? I would have pretty much the same mowers I have now. Because like I said, I've ran almost all the mowers in the past of my 14 years of doing this. My dad, he had a liquid cooled radiator up there, 60-inch Exmark. This thing was a beast. We bought it from a professional baseball player. His name's Terry Pendleton. Y'all may not know who that is, but he plays for the Braves here, whatever. So anyway, but this thing, is awesome. 60 inches, super fast, so much power on this motor because liquid cooled, just the way it works is neat. But the problem is 2,000 pounds. And the problem is with all of these mowers, the $10,000 mowers, is yes, the cut quality and everything on the more expensive mower you go, the better the deck is going to be, the better the vacuum, the better it sucks the grass up, the better it throws the grass out, the better it cuts it. But what about the footprints where the tires are going, where you're turning? Even though 3-point turns, even if you cross your paths, if you get some yards that are kind of soft, you will still make little divots, not ruts, but just where you cut with that mower over and over and over. And customers do not like that. Okay. I have gotten so many yards because I can think of probably like 5 off the top of my head. They're on my route right now that I've had for 5 or 6 years. They fired the last company because they came in there with a huge mower. It was too much footprint on their yard. And so they fired them. So, and the reason why I like the Liberty, I think the best mowers, back to the Exmark, some of the best mowers on the market are walk behind mowers because, they're in the 500 pounds-ish range. The belt drives are even in the 400 pounds. But you got to think about, there's no rider sitting on as well. So like those Skag Liberty is 600 pounds, but there is a rider sitting on it, which is you. So that, that adds to the weight. So walk behinds are kind of the best as far as weight and footprint and all that stuff, but they're not the most efficient. They're harder to turn around, harder to wrestle with the whole time. And I had belt drives, 3-4 belt drives, through my lawn care life. Won't buy another belt drive just because they're too hard. You can't back up. You have to literally pull it if you were to have to back up. So you can just go up and swoop around, but you end up missing a little part of grass. Then you got to go around the end of the yard at the end and do like a perimeter lap, to get those spots. I mean, it's a hassle. Plus, it's so hard to turn it because it's belt drive, so you're physically pulling on the thing. But anyway, my whole life I've always wanted to try out one of these hydro walk behinds, but it was hard for me to always justify the $7,000-8,000 that it takes to buy a hydro walk behind. Hang on, my dad's calling in. Hey, Dad, how you doing? My dad's in New York right now.
Great. Are you okay, son?
Yeah, I'm doing great, but I'm on a live stream right now. Can I call you back in just a little bit?
No rush. I'll be up fine.
Okay. So Dad is calling me because he's got to give me his yard list for tomorrow, and me and my brother are going to go hit it. So, but anyway, let me get back. Let me try to think. Oh yeah, I've always wanted to try a hydro walk behind because I felt like, man, this would be cool. It's like you had the lightness of the belt drive walk behind, but it's easier. You can back up. You can turn easier. You can 3-point turn. Because even me on that Velky, I can 3-point turn that thing no problem. After you get used to backing it up. Simply Southern, he said, I can't wait to get rid of my belt drive hydro from here on out. All right, so I had the belt drives all these years, and I'm like, man, with my business, once I get a 0 turn, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna ride off the sunset. It's gonna be great. And then so I bought the Ferris, which is 1,000 pounds. It's a big commercial mower, not as heavy as some of those ones I mentioned to you, and it was okay. But I had some footprint problems with that. Had it for 5 years, a Ferris IS 600. I'm like, man, I got to get something lighter. And plus I don't have a backup mower. That's, when I started my business, I had a belt drive used mower for $1,250, used that for a couple of years, sold it, bought a used Yazoo keys, 0 turn for a couple thousand. That one was like 1,000 pounds. Used that for a couple of years. Then I bought my Ferris, sold that, bought my Ferris IS 600, but I had no backup mower. My business was starting to grow. And I wish I had that and still had my old belt drive walk behind. But anyway, so I started looking into these residential 0 turns. Okay. And I did a lot of research, did a lot of looking, And I'm like, man, this little Hustler Raptor, I buy it from Lowe's. The thing is light. And I bought it as my second mower. And if y'all been watching my channel for a long time, I had that for about 4 years. Awesome little mower. It's a 42-inch Hustler Raptor, not Super or anything, just the regular Hustler Raptor. Great mower. A lot of people on here have it. And that thing is awesome. But anyway, back to the Exmark Hydro. And is the footprint problem only when the grass is wet or when it's dry also? Well, it can happen both. Obviously, it's worse when it's wet. Another thing here is 90% of my houses are on the lake. And so people pump water out of the lake, basically free or unregulated, irrigating their yards. So a lot of people have yards that are irrigated. And it's great. They're beautiful, carpet, green. It's always green, you know. But that is a problem, you know. But anyway, let me get to my... So I had that, I bought the little residential zero turn. My life changed when I bought the little residential zero turn. It's awesome. It's super light. You don't have to walk. It doesn't tear up bad at all. It's very nimble. You know, it's a little zero turn. The only downside of those are, not quite as durable as some of the big commercial units. But anyway, but even through that whole process, I'm like, at the expo the last couple of years, been driving this Hydro walk behind. And I'm like, man, I got to try one of those. I got to try it. I know that I won't be happy unless I try a Hydro walk behind. So this year, July, I bought one. As y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, a lot of problems with it and stuff, but I've got a lot of the issues worked out, got new deck wheels, and that made a big difference too, like all these things. So I got almost 20 hours on the Hydro 48 turf tracer, paid $2,000 for it. And what's my opinion? My opinion is I can't really tell that much difference in footprint wise, from my Skag to that, because it's only, there's only just a little bit more weight. So what I'm trying to figure out right now is it worth it to pull around the 48 turf tracer and my Skag or in my snapper, or should I go back to the old setup where I had the 30-inch mower and the zero turn everything I can, and then 30-inch some things. I'm still working on that. Like I said, the Exmark, the deck, it still digs in a little on slopes, which, like the zero turns do. I kind of thought it wouldn't do that because it was a walk behind, but it just makes sense. I mean, 48 inches, you can only tilt that thing so far and put it on certain kinds of divots in the grass. It will dig in. So I don't know yet. I'm kind of like right on the bubble though. I'm kind of right on the bubble though, to where I'm just going to sell the walk behind and forget about the Hydro walk behinds altogether and run the residential zero turn, the 30-inch mower. Jason, no problem, buddy. Cause I'm going to post this, stream so you can go back and watch it later. I'm going to post it on here, just like a video. All that kind of stuff, as long as I don't mess something up, but that's my, I'm going to try to do that. But anyway, so I'm kind of on the bubble. Like, do I just sell one and not, and I tried it, I did it, or do I keep it and buy a new one? And it's like I said, I kind of like it. I like the Hydro walk behind. I like the idea. But it's not a miracle yet. So Simply Southern, talking about get a Hydro. Hydro is better. And Jamie said, I think you need a zero turn and walk behind. Yeah, I agree. But I'm just, I find myself when I have the walk behind on the trailer and I have my little Skag, if at all possible, I use the little Skag. So I pull that walk behind off once a day, twice a day, maybe. And it is great because some of those yards where I was normally push mowing and I can use that, but some of those I can sneak the Skag on there too. Another thing that changed my life was I had 21-inch mowers my whole life, and going to a 30-inch mower, boom. I'll never, the 30-inch mower is amazing. Oh, here's the other thing. This Exmark, I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, okay, I could get a 36 Hydro, and that'll cut even better. That'll do great on the slopes and divots and stuff because, smaller deck and the wheels are closer out towards the edge of the deck. But I'm also thinking like, man, then you're only a couple inches on each side. Couple inches more cutting width than the 30-inch mower when you have a 36, and it weighs 550 pounds, whatever, the 36 Hydro model. So I'm still working on it. It's still hard. The only reason I have is because the yard up in North Georgia mountains is incredibly steep and I can't use my zero. That is one place I think where walk behinds excel is, I mean, you can take that thing on a steep slope and it's fine, which all my yards kind of have a slope towards the lake. That's how a lot of ours are here. Yeah, and the guy says he has a 36-inch Exmark belt drive with ECS. I mean, walk behinds are great mowers. I'm not saying they're not. I like my walk behind. I like the hydro ones. I like the belt drive ones, but I'm just trying to think, is it worth it? Or should I just stick with the 30-inch and the zero turn and just 30-inch a couple more places? And Jason, the Bradley walk behind the stand-on mowers, we're going to do a video coming up about that exact topic. I've actually been talking with them, the people at the company this week. We're going to have an interview with them at the GIE here on my channel and stuff. But they have some of the, there's some cool stuff coming up talking about that. But anyway, the stand-on mowers. Stand-on mowers, I think they're cool. But here's the thing. They're just as heavy as commercial zero turns. And we had a John Deere Quick Track. You stand between the wheels. It almost resembled some of those. It was a few years ago, kind of like some of those Great Dane Super Surfers or something like that. Similar design as that. And it was good. And like I said, I have tri-stander. I mow with a stander every day for 4 years. So I have a very good feel of standards. I like that you can really see what you're doing, some of those things. But then I also have this thought of, if it's going to be just as heavy as any commercial zero turn, why not sit down? You know what I'm saying? Why not sit down? If you're going to stand up, go with a walk behind, because the weight is half the weight of that. So I'm not saying standards are bad. I'm just saying, for me, I don't really think that they're the best for me, because solo guy, I'm weed eating, I'm pulling weeds, I'm spraying weeds, I'm edging, I'm blowing, I'm picking up sticks, I'm doing all this stuff. So sitting on a Z just for a couple minutes is very nice. But I like standards. I don't have anything against them at all. Nothing against them. I just don't think they're really for me at this point. And like I said, yeah, a load of gardeners here in the UK getting Time Masters. So I have the Turf Master. I bought it slightly used 5 years ago. The thing's been great. I put one transmission in it. A lot of people complain about the transmission. I thought the transmission was going out, but once I actually took it apart, there's a little plastic clip that's kind of like that. And when you pull on the thing to make it go, there's a part on the cable right by the transmission. The cable runs down right by the transmission. There's little plastic ears, and they were wearing out. So when I pulled the handle, I thought that the transmission was like messing up, but I think it was just that cable, the ears. The ears are, were like slipping through. They weren't catching. It was worn out. So I think all it was the traction cable was messed up. But while I had that whole thing apart, had the whole back and more apart, I'm like, you know what? I'm ordering a brand new transmission, $110 I put in there. So I guess that was last year before. Wayne's Lawn Care, exactly why I'm still a zero turn solo operator. Use the seat time to rest. Yes, I totally agree. So like I said, I'm not saying standards are bad. I don't hate any brand. I don't hate any kind of mower. I've never met a mower that I don't like. But the zero turn, you can put sticks, set them where your feet are. I bring my hand. A lot of times I'll weed eat first, and I'll take my hand blower, bungee it right here by my feet, go mow the grass, and it just rides with me while I'm mowing. Then I'm way down by the house. I get off, get the hand blower, blow off the porch and stuff. I mean, there's so many things about a zero turn like that. They're just amazing. And some people complain about the back problems on the zero turn stuff. If you buy that $350 suspension seat that I have and put it on any zero turn mower, it'll change your life. My dad broke his back in half when I was about 3-4 years old. He was blowing off a roof. It was a slate roof, which they don't even have those nowadays. It was a slate roof with like a slate material down in Atlanta. And he slipped off that thing. And he slipped off that thing, fell like on his butt, backpack blower on his back. I mean, this was late 80s, early 90s, broke his back in half. And so he has a very sensitive back and all that stuff. But with a suspension seat, it's a game changer on any mower. Mike Zavitz, seat fan. I mean, suspension seat makes a big deal, gives you a minute to sit down. So that's kind of my thing on sit down, stand up, all that. And I think if I am going to stand up, then I think maybe ride on a Velke, save all that weight in the footprint, and use a hydro walk behind. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. And so I'm trying to figure out right now, do I sell the walk behind, just forget about the walk behind idea, Or do I sell the walk behind, buy a new walk behind? Or do I sell the walk behind, buy a new 36-inch walk behind? Or do I sell the walk behind and buy another brand new 30-inch Time Master? Jamie says, I love my Skag Liberty Z. I cannot find a problem with my Liberty Z. It has great traction. It's very light. It cuts good. You know, even Jamie was talking about this the other day. It doesn't cut. I mean, it's not going to cut. It's not going to vacuum up a foot tall grass and cut it amazing. It's not going to do that. But it does cut very good for what it is. It's pretty deep. The Skag Liberty deck is probably about 4 to 5 inches, which some of these residential zero turn, you know, it's like a shallower deck. So that deepness helps that vacuum. And for the money that you pay, I paid $41.68 in cash for my Liberty Z. I got it. It was a crate model. I bought it in 2017. It was leftover, brand new in a crate from 2016. They sold it to me. Bought it. No regrets. No regrets on the Skag Liberty Z. The Hustle Raptor's good. Raptor SD is good. But they're all kind of similar pressure. But the traction's way better on the Skag. What kind of seat is it? Toro seat. I heard they're nice. Toro does have one. The one I did is called a Millsco V5300, I believe, like that. It's a Millsco, is the company that makes it. And if you type that in on Google, you can find there. It's called like Seat Warehouse or something I ordered it from. Because like Toro and Skag, like if you buy let's say you buy a commercial zero turn, you get some suspension seat upgrades, like $600 or something for it. The one I got, I think, is the exact one that they make for Gravely. But it's black and not gray. But like I said, 350 is great. Bolted up easy. It's awesome. You got the lumbar support, so you can adjust how far back you want to lay. And then also, you know, like the lumbar in the bottom of the seat, like up under your butt, like how pull up, like under your knees, how far up you like it, like that. And then, of course, the suspension, you got armrest. I mean, there's so many adjustments on it. It's awesome. But anyway, so I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I think I am going to sell, like the end of this year or in the spring, I'm going to sell the 48 Exmark regardless. JM, how you doing, buddy? I don't think I'm the man, but how you doing? I'm going to sell my 48 Turf Tracer regardless, and either get a new one or just forget about the whole idea and just have, you know, the 30-inch and the zero turn. Like I said, I'm still working that out. We got some rain coming. I want to try out this walk behind and see how good it does when we got extreme rainy, wet conditions and see how much it tears up. I think it's still going to tear up about the same as my Liberty does. Because that's one of the only downsides of the Hydro walk behind versus the belt drive walk behind. The belt drive is lighter, you know, because you got all those Hydro equipment and all that stuff on there. So it does probably add at least 100 pounds or something on it, you know, and it's the same tires and everything else. But I do like the Hydro walk behind, like I said. What's his channel? Tony's the man. What's up? Lanier said, watch his channel blow up. I don't know, buddy. I don't know if it will or not, but I'm same as always been. But, you know, whether my channel blows up or whether it doesn't, you guys that watch my channel are some of the best guys on the planet. And so I enjoy helping a few people. If there's not as many people on my channel, I reply to every single comment, or at least I try to, every single one. And, you know, so there are some good things to it being small. So I will enjoy the channel where it is. I'll enjoy it if it's bigger, you know? So either way, it's awesome. And the expo, you guys, it's not too late. If you want to go to the expo, I think you should. It's not too late. A lot of people say, oh, it's too late. Can't get a hotel, all that. You can get a hotel. I've signed up several times in September. It's my third year going. You know, you may have to just stay a little bit farther out from the expo or something. You know, who cares? I mean, you can still go. You can still do it. D Gentry. Gentry, he's a super cool guy. I talked to Brandon Gentry. I talked to Brandon today, and we're trying to line up the Wednesday night Waffle House thing as well as some other things. And so we want you to come and be a part of it too. So if any of you guys want my number, my phone number, Lanier, yes, buddy. I'll see you there, and you're invited to anything I go to, and I'm going to try to go to everything that Lanier and the famous YouTubers set up their events. I'm going to try to go support all their events. I don't want to schedule anything I'm doing on top of something else they're doing because I want to go to their events and, you know, and all that stuff. LTD lawn service. Yeah, I sent out some bungees. Few people won bungees and sent them out. But anyway, so it's not too late if you want to go to the expo. Use your Google Maps. You can kind of zoom in on the little towns surrounding it and stuff. Zoom in, and then Google hotels in that little town. You can make it happen. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm not the smartest guy, but I zoomed in. Zoom in on Google Maps. And you say, oh, there's a Days Inn right there, and all these ones are not listed on the GIE website, but they're still closed hotels and they're still good hotels. Look it up. Check TripAdvisor. All that stuff, and just it's an awesome thing. It's totally worth the expo. I've been to the same expo. It's been 3 times, and it's a 7 to 8 hour drive for us, and I would still say that it's worth it. For one thing, it's just an awesome motivation. It's motivating. It is so motivating. You go there, you see 25,000 other lawn guys hustling down the same thing that you are doing, just to be around that, just to be around how big it is and everything. It's amazing. It's almost worth it to help, keep you motivated through years. So new Exmark Hydro 48 walk behind costs about $7,000. That's without stand on and a shoot block. He's talking about without a Velke, and he's totally correct. I priced my same exact model of the old turf tracer that I have now, and it was right on the money, right around $7,000. I'm like, what in the heck? I mean, how in the world is that thing? It's not worth $7,000. I'll tell you that for sure. If y'all seen that last video, yesterday's video, you can get the Skag one. The SWZT has an awesome deck lift thing, transport mode, so it holds the deck up for you. All this stuff. The Skag one, $5,100 at the dealership, $5,100, $5,129 or something like that. So $2,000 less than the Exmark one, and in my opinion, there are some features about it that are better than the Exmark. I know the Exmark, is number one selling, most popular, all that. I like the controls on the Skag a little better. It has a fixed bar right here, has a bar, and then it still has kind of like the ECS controls, style controls, but they're right here with this fixed bar. So if you need to pull up on that bar, you can. There's a bar that arches over and connects on the frame on both sides. And so driving both of them, I think the Skag is better, and for $2,000 less. And then also you got to consider the Ferris 48 walk behind is amazing too. It's just maybe a couple hundred less than the Skag, but it's somewhere in there. So Wright's making the best walk behind. I still need to, LTD told me to look into the Wright walk behind. I still need to look into that, and I will soon. Is the Skag floating deck? Yes. The Liberty Z is a floating deck, as well as the SWZT. Oh, here's one other quick thing. If you look at the because I was looking at the SWZT, I was looking at Sunday. The SWZT Hydro Skag walk behind and our Liberty Z 48 that me and Jamie have, a couple of the other guys have them too. It's the same exact deck that's on the Hydro walk behind that's on our Liberty, but it does. I did notice it had a welded extra brace all around the bottom edge of the deck. I mean, the Hydro walk behind is heavier duty. I mean, that thing's fully commercial. It's awesome. But yes, the Liberty is a floating deck. It does awesome. The cut quality on my Liberty, I have no complaints with it. The scalping is good. Doesn't scalp very much. If anything, it does even probably a little better than my walk behind, my Hydro walk behind. The Skag is amazing. It floats on the ground, great. But the Skag is floating deck. The Liberty and the Hydro walk behind is floating deck as well. So let's see. Expo, yeah, Jamie is a local friend of mine here in Lake Oconee. Expo is definitely worth it. My first time last year, and we'll continue going. Thanks, Tony, for inviting us last year. Yeah, I invite lots of people throughout the year. For some reason, Jamie's brother told him about it. For some reason, it took with him. And I didn't really think of anything about it. Invited him a few months before the expo. Then we were kind of getting up close to the expo, and he was like, "Yeah, we're going." I'm like, "Wow," And so he went. Let's see, I'm 15 years old, made senior. I opened myself to landscape and landed a $6,500 job a month ago. I would like to talk sometime. You inspire me, my friend. Yeah, buddy. That's awesome. The good thing is if you got a big landscape job off the bat, you may not have a lot of stuff other on your schedule, so you have a lot of time you can spend over there. It's a cool thing. Yeah, I'd be willing to talk sometime too. Ross, hey buddy. Ross Lawn Care, he's a cool guy. Oh, another thing, I need to get off here, but another thing that I mentioned, because Ross Lawn Care made me think about it, but I'm pretty much sold on getting. I want for my Snapper Pro zero turn, or for one of my mowers. I'm not sure which one yet, but I want to buy an aluminum accelerator bagger to use in the fall time. And what I'm thinking is, first get to the yard, get out, blow out the bushes and stuff, leaves into the grass. Then you go around with the Gator mulching blades on your mower, mulching, blowing it all towards the middle. You get it all kind of mulched up and stuff like that. And then, and that bagger, is 2 foot tall. So I bet I can reach over. If I get good enough with it, I could probably hook it on without getting off the zero turn. So I went around, I mulched it all in the middle. Then I put that bagger on, suck up the little bit of clippings that are left, dump them in the truck or in the woods if available or whatever, because, it's just little mulched up leaves. And so I really want one of those. I haven't had one before. I've been looking at them for about 3 years. I've talked to the people at the expo multiple times. It's hard for me to spend $600 on aluminum, 2, 3, 4 foot aluminum box, that goes on your mower. But I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to pull the trigger. So that's another thing I want to get this year for fall time to try to help me, to deal with leaves and that kind of thing. We're going to find information on the Steel BR 800. Guys, a lot of people don't know about this, but they are making a Steel BR 800. I have 700 now. I've seen a picture on Lawn Site, but nobody really has info about it. They really don't. But, and also that new Echo is awesome too. I'm going to see if I can try to show y'all a picture that I, screenshot on my phone. But, oh, here's one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but, yeah. So a little sneak peek there. I keep forgetting to ask my dealer about it, but, Jason Hero, Care Hero. Be out next spring, Linear Lawn Care says. Danny, do you know if Steel will have one at the expo? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if they'll have it, but I hope that they would. I love a BR600. Yeah, the BR600. I know Danny Lanier has a BR600. He just picked it up this year. And say what you want to say about Steel, but the BR600, the weight to power ratio, the BR600 is still the king. I mean, that thing is no vibration. It's awesome for what it is. It's only, 700 something CFM, but it's only 21.6 pounds or something like that. So awesome blower. I have a 200, but I need a bigger one. My dad has the BR 200. I love that little blower too. You cannot feel it on your back. Some people here on YouTube call it the turtle or something like that. Yeah, but here's the thing about the 800. I mean, if they get that, if the weight of that BR 800 is up in the 25 pound range, I don't know if I want to buy it just because like my knees and stuff. I don't know if I want to carry that thing around all day. So okay. Wayne said he has accelerator grass catcher, good catcher. Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be like a miracle, but they should make a BR 1000. And Paul said Eddie has one. So I found a place here in Texas that buys the Brickman Group's used mowers. They have a 60-inch Exmark Hydro walk behind with 1,000-hour shoot block and stand on for $2,000. Stand on is what Exmark Velke's. That might be a good idea. Brickman is, if y'all don't know, it's like the largest lawn care company in the country. I think they actually partner with one, and it might be called something else, but huge operation. I mean, nationwide. They mow commercial properties. 48 states, I believe. I mean, just the biggest one. And so that might not be a bad idea, but you got to think that thing's got some use on it. It's the biggest company in the world. Which that one I just bought, I don't know. That thing probably has thousands of hours on it. What is the group called? I'm not sure what the group he's talking about. Do you have Ligma? I don't think so. I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know what group use my Time Master to bag. It's all I got. Yeah, the Time Master is great. Right now, the only thing I have that bags is my 30-inch mower as well. But, like I said, I hope to change that pretty soon. And you can also get the Steel baggers, if you don't care about it being heavier. My man Derek, Southern Style Lawn Care, he got the Steel one. And his reasoning was it is about half the price for the Steel bagger, grass gobbler, pack 'em, whatever. And his reasoning was if you ever broke the bagger or hit something with it, you could have a local welder fix the spot because it's steel, and that could be a problem on the aluminum one. But the aluminum's way lighter. And I think for me being solo right now, I don't think I'm really gonna have a problem like, with hitting stuff with it and stuff. I'll keep an eye on it because I paid my $600 for it. I'm probably gonna pay good attention. Use a cyclone rake. What more do you prefer for a beginner? I think the Time Master, $1,000. If you can save up that money, use whatever push mower you got and stuff. Start mowing your yard. Save your money. Save your money. Once you get to $1,000, buy the Toro 30-inch Time Master. That thing's awesome. I would definitely prefer that for a beginner. You can cut all your yards with it because remember when you're first starting, I mean, you only have a few yards anyway. Also just signed a $25,000 contract for apartment complex. Very excited about it. That's awesome, buddy. I mean, this is a young guy business and doing some big things. So I'm still picking up new yards. I'm trying not to though. But anyway, video will be coming soon. You guys, grass packers lighter than steel and cheaper accelerator. Yeah, I want to get the 6.2 one though, which is kind of a bigger one. There's a lot of reasons, but you guys, I gotta get off here. It's time to go. And I look forward to seeing all of y'all at the expo. It's not too late to go if you want to go. If you guys are trying to meet up with me at the expo, y'all are free to walk around with me and the big old group of guys that's going to walk with us at the expo. If you want my number, I'll put it here in the chat. We got a little window up thing. I'm going to put my phone number right here. And so that way you have it if you want it. And you can look back and get it later or whatever. Nearly 2 a.m. here. Yeah, because Paulie's over in the UK and stuff. So thank you, buddy, for taking time to stay up and watch this. So you guys, I could talk to you all night, but I got to go. So we'll see you later. You guys are some of the best guys on the planet. We'll talk to you soon. All right? I'm out.